Gentlemen, greetings from Toronto, Canada, and thank you for sticking out for us Canadians today.
We
Thank
love
you.
the Canadians.
We
We're
do.
very overwhelmed by all this. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
lie. That we feel a bit global at the moment.
I'm feeling
Well,
global, baby.
as you should. As you should. We love you guys. I mean, come on, Canada, Britain, like we're kind of cousins, don't you
Yeah,
think?
I think so.
There is a connection.
A special relationship.
Yeah, there's a very special relationship. Well, this series was fantastic. I watched all 6 episodes. You
Oh,
left us a you left us on a great cliffhanger. So I'm already wanting season two,
oh,
Brian. So I'm
great.
letting you know that.
Thank you,
But
Bonnie.
let's Brian, I want to start with you because where did the idea come from? I really am hoping that this is not based on your real life.
No, it's not. I mean, there's fragments of my real life there, but I wanted to write about masculinity, and I wanted to write it through the prism of like these two very opposite men who both going about being a man in very opposite ways. One of them's this kind of maverick, slightly aggressive lifestyle. The one's this like this nice guy, this sort of life template that he's going for, and then they're forced back together, and
Yeah.
they sort of want to tear chunks at each other, but sort of like solve each other's lives. I think part of that came from this whole idea of like a fractured family coming together, sort of came from a little bit. So my family, so we lost my mum a few years ago, which is
Oh,
obviously
I'm
like
sorry.
it's awful, like the worst thing. And then there's an unexpected extra horrible thing, which is that your family then sort of doesn't know quite how to interact because you've got lost the linchpin that you're all sort of orbiting around.
Yeah.
And so I suppose in a strange way, writing something, even though it's as ridiculous as it is, writing something about how a family might find their way back together again. I think it sort of came from there. And I
Yeah,
wrote
100.
me
Yeah.
from the off, you know.
Yeah, the two of you had worked together many years ago. And Danny, I want to say, I mean, Lee is somebody very different than we've seen you play before. How much fun did you have with this guy? Because when we first are introduced to him, like immediately, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I'd let him into my house if he was my brother.
Mm.
Well, I think the brilliance of it is it's like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Because it's not obvious from the top, and it's almost like I think what's clever, what Ryan's done is I think that people expect me to be playing this sort of gangstery type hard man. Oh God, he must be after him because he owes him money or something like that. So you're sort of like trying to find your feet with who he is. He's a bit of a weirdo. He comes in, he's sort of staggering around, he's drinking beer. He's pretty abrupt from the off.
Yes.
He then sort of kidnaps his boss, and you're like, where is this going? It's like, and it's so when you find out, the audience find out, their relationship. Like, oh, I see. Now this
Yeah.
is weird. This is a bit left field, but it was such a gift for me. And as an actor, you want opportunities to be able to shine. And I've been around a long time since the early '90s, and I've been blessed with some really cool stuff, and also I've been blessed with a lot of shit, which you just try and navigate your way through and try and do your best. But
Yeah.
Ryan gets me, and he trusted me with the comedy side of things. So for me, it was just about going, oh wow, take this very seriously, do your own work, and let's bring it to life. Let's try and give these characters this flavor that you're intrigued with and you want to learn more about, because it's such a strange world he's created. And
Yes.
there's sort of, the five main characters, are all sort of really quite flawed, and
Oh, yes.
they're all
Hello.
just as odd as each other. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But in
Yeah.
very different ways.
yeah, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what keeps it interesting, and that's what keeps it lively. So I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It means a lot
Yeah.
to me.
Oh, yeah, and right as Danny just said, yes, they're all so flawed. Like I'm watching the relationship between Glenn and his wife Christy, and I'm like, leave her. Like, what the heck? But then as the series goes along, you really do warm to these people, and and you figure out why they're together or why they stick together. And so,
Mm.
Ryan, I want to know. I mean, I know the two of you worked together many moons ago. How did you know it was going to work so well between you and Danny? It's amazing.
Well, I mean, I suppose the truth is,
You
as
don't.
much you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
you think it will, but it's not until they start reading the lines at the read through or on set, and you start to hear that interesting spin on things, on the character that someone's putting on, that Dan's putting on it, you go, oh yeah, we're on something here. Because like you can't expect that. You don't know which way an actor's going to take it, and that's always the kind of
And that's the same for me in a sense of, look, you get in a privileged position and you get offered stuff, which is great. You know, you sort of earned your stripes. And so, you know, but people presume you're going to be able to do it. So, of course, I was like, wow, this is amazing. You know, but you know, I don't quite know whether Ryan's going to like what I'm doing with Lee until the read through. So I was a bit nervous, a bit anxious, and we sat there because it was the first time we'd heard it out loud.
Right.
And I hadn't done a read through in quite a while as well, because I've obviously been in a soap. You don't do read throughs there. So, you know, it was a bit nerve wracking, but I backed myself. I backed Ryan. I backed Ryan to back me. And I think
Yeah.
that, you know what, it's all on the page. And so that read through we had, I think it was all, and I think, look, I can't speak for the Sky executives and all that, but I'm sure there was a few arses that were flapping. I could have used better words there, but it came naturally to me to say that. And,
Matt, translate
those words.
I can't. But I think everyone maybe took a sigh and gone, oh, we were right. Well, this is why we're in the game we're in. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, I've been very lucky that it came together, because with these things, I think what I didn't realize going into making a TV series is like anything could just fall out of place. You know what I mean? It's this sort of weird Jenga thing where you're hoping that everything's going to kind of the pyramid will remain, the tower will remain intact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally remained intact. Oh my God. Like I say, you had me to the end. Okay, I just have to know who choreographed the dance moves, because I don't know. I think the two of you can go on your own dance show. What do you think?
Well, listen, it's one thing in a script sitting there like Angela Lansbury writing all this, oh, and then they do a fabulous dance, and it's like it's Vegas, it's showy, all this sort of thing. And then coming to do it, I was like, oh, Christ, like I've written this epic dance, and now we've got a few days to rehearse and we've got to do it.
There's some good people. We had
some really
Nadia.
good people. Yeah, Nadia.
We had a special guy come in for the spoons. So the spoon guy and the choreographer both came together and came up with this nutty little dance, which was perfect actually, because it needs to be slightly childlike, but at the same time we need to be perfectly in sync, because as you know, you've seen it, is we're trying to convince another character that we're brothers, and it's Ryan's mad brain that this was the way we were going to do it.
Yeah.
And it works. And I think it's the first big shock of the series, or the first thing where you go, what on earth am I watching? But you can't.
And it comes full circle. It comes full circle.
It does. You're right. It's double layered.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, like I said, from the bottom of my heart as a Canadian, we love everything that you've given us over the years. Thank you so much. We love our British content. So keep it coming. Thank you so much. Best of luck with the series. Like I said, Ryan, season 2, start thinking. Okay, we need it.
Love you.
Thank
mate.
you.
What a way to do that. What a way to finish. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Amazing.
Thanks.